How are you doing? So today I just want to do a little bit of what I like to call a Yin Strong. So most times, stereotypically, Yins are taking place on the ground, really long holds. You can really kind of dial into a lot of our postures. I like putting a little bit of a twist on it and doing what I refer to as the Yin Strong, which is we're going to come up off the mat and we're going to be holding poses while we're standing. So it's really great for strength and then for that aspect to it. And then we will come down and just do some longer holds for our hips. So it won't be too long of a flow, but I really encourage you to pause the video whenever you need to. Hold these postures if you're really feeling it, and just test where you're at and be happy where you are. So we're going to get right into it, coming down to a nice seated posture. And if you want to take a few moments here, pause the video, do some breath work, come down, do some ujjayi breath, whatever you like to do to just kind of create that own mindset for you. So in our seated posture, whatever that may be, I like rocking out in easy pose. But if you want, you can always come to hero's posture. And if you are using hero's posture, I like using a block under the bum, just because it creates a little bit more space between thigh and calf, so our feet aren't going to fall asleep just as quickly. But whatever it is, you do it. And again, never feel obligated to sit in one posture. If you're seated here and you're not feeling it, move around. It's not completely written in stone that you have to be still. Still in mind, move in body. So from here, in our seated posture, let's just do a little bit of a body scan. Check over yourself. Notice any tender spots that we might feel. And make that little mental dedication that we're going to go easy on these areas. There's no need to push ourselves. Take a breath, and on the exhale, drop the shoulders down. Take the head maybe slightly backwards so it's directly over top of the shoulders. Soften the jaw. All the muscles within the face. Making sure that the crown is extended upwards, and really feel that crown rise up and take the spine with us. You can feel that spine start to straighten. A couple breaths just like this. And then we're going to get into some movements here, starting with our neck. So all we're doing are some circles, dropping the chin down to the chest, ear to the shoulder, crown to the back, ear opposite shoulder. This is usually how I start my classes. We hold so much tension in the neck, so it's really great to just dive right in there and start waking it up and easing all the muscles in there. And let's reverse these circles. Slow pause, let's come back to center. We're going to interlace our fingers together. Place the hands behind the head. Inhale, pull the crown back, press the heart out, and really try pulling back the elbows here. Exhale down, hands are going to stay where they are. We're going to put a little pressure in the back of our head, drop the chin down. Inhale up, press the heart out. Exhale down, drop the chin. Inhale back to neutral. Let's take one hand down, bring it out to our side. Inhale up with the other, reach the fingers high. And exhale down to the side, really pulling here, opening up the side body. Inhale up, plant that opposite hand, rise up the other, and exhale down. Let's do one more each side of that. Keep with the breath here, inhaling and exhaling. slow inhale back to center. Let's place the hands on our knees, starting with some circles. So kind of just like we did with the neck, but now we're going to be involving the body. So inhaling, press the heart out towards the front, and exhale, round the spine at the back. And reverse. Slow pause, let's come back to center. Great job. So let's come up. I like coming right to table and start movements here so we can kind of focus on getting up here. So from tabletop, let's make sure that the knees are hip width apart, hands just past the shoulders. Right away, we're gonna widen the knees here. Exhale, press the hips down to the heels into a wide-legged extended child's pose. Press the heart down, walk out the hands. Relax the forehead down to the mat. Take a few breaths here. And this is our recovery posture. So if at any point throughout this practice you're not liking something, you want to have a break, this is a great thing to come down to at any point. Always honor what you want to do. Couple breaths. Slow inhale, let's come back up to table. Maybe bring the knees in just a bit and continuing on with some circles, but now with the hips. So same, we want to make these circles quite slow, but really dig into all these little edges. Send the hips down to the heels, and down to the side. Press all the way up to an up dog, and then hips opposite side. Always check in, make sure we're breathing. And reverse those circles. Slow pause, come back to center. Readjust that table because it might have migrated a little bit. We're going to ground down through one palm here. Inhale up with the opposite. Really pull this palm back. And exhale. This palm's going to thread underneath that brace arm. Place the shoulder on the ground. This opposite hand, we're going to pull behind the back and really try to rotate the shoulder towards the spine. Take our gaze upwards. Making sure the hips are high here, don't let them fall. Exhale, release. Let's place that palm back on the ground. Inhale up with the opposite. One more time, just as we started. Exhale, release. Opposite side. Inhale up, pull that palm back. And exhale, thread that needle, place that opposite shoulder on the ground. Opposite hand comes behind the back. Pull the shoulder backwards and take our gaze upwards. And let's exhale, release, place that palm back on the earth. Inhale up just as we started last time. And exhale, down, tabletop. Perfect. So we are going to get up here. We're really only going to do 2 downward dogs, so don't hate me too much. But we really want to hold these down dogs just a bit so we can dial them in and learn not to hate them. So from here, let's curl our toes underneath. Inhale, lift the knees. Exhale, press back, downward dog. So right away here, if you do find that you get a lot of pain in the wrist, bend the knees and really shift that weight backwards. If you're fine with this, invite the heels to lower. Press that chest towards the tops of the thighs. Keep the hips high. The head is pulled long between the arms. Triceps wrap towards the bottom of our mat. The navel is pulled in. Couple breaths here. And let's start walking out our feet a bit. Bending one knee and then the other. Starting to wake up those hamstrings. We're going to be doing a lot of forward folds. So we're going to ease them awake and then fully start engaging them. Pausing at center, press those heels down as much as we can, and let's start walking up to our hands. You can bend the knees here wherever you need to, sink the hips down. We might not have a lot of flexibility within the hamstrings, so we don't need to be completely flat here. Take a breath, and then we're all gonna bend the knees anyway. Inhale up, Urdhva Hastasana. Let's interlace the fingers together. Press the hands up. From here, all we're gonna do are some side bends. So press up with the hands and exhale down to that one side. Inhale up. Exhale, opposite side. Inhale up, we're gonna do these again, but hold them for longer. Exhale down. Let that body kind of pull here, but still engage the core. Inhale up. Last time, exhale down. Inhale up, go slow, press upwards. Exhale, cactus arm down. So bend the elbows here, press the heart out. We're really trying to give that spine a hug with the shoulders. Pause here. Slow release, drop one hand down to the side, opposite hand's gonna come up. Same sort of deal. We're bending over to the side, so walking the one arm down our leg. Inhale up, let's do opposite side. Exhale down. Inhale up. We're going to come to the top of the mat if you're not there already, and exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Make sure we're tilting at the hips, leading with the heart. We're going right for our elbows here. Drop the head down so the crown faces the mat, and come into ragdoll, but we're going to put a sway in this. When the forearms come to center, you really want to reach down here, create some space. Maybe we can touch our forearms down to the feet. I sure can't, but maybe you can. Pausing at center, unfold those hands, grabbing the backs of the calves here. So doing this nice forward fold, pull the heart down and drop the crown completely here. We're gonna be hanging out here for just a bit. So always, this is where we're gonna start engaging those hamstrings, always just pulling a little bit more and making sure that the back is as straight as possible. Let the weight of the head really extend the nape of the neck. 2 more breaths. Pull down. Exhale, release that hold. Drop the hips, bend the knees. Inhale, up with the hands, Utkatasana. Let's pause here, start engaging, tensing the glutes. Pull the navel in, spread the fingers wide. And inhale up, let's lengthen, straighten the legs. Interlace those fingers again, press up. Next breath, exhale, step back with our one leg, and we're coming down to a warrior two. Back foot turned out at a 45. The hips are towards the sides of the mat. Gaze in front, making sure that our knee isn't trailing over our foot too much. Look down, make sure you can see your big toe. Take a couple breaths. Next exhale, let's sink a little lower. Next exhale, widen your stance just a bit more. Let's take that front palm up. And next exhale, reverse warrior. Coming up with this top hand, the opposite back hand, it's just gonna walk down the leg here. There's still a lot of balance in here, so you might be wobbling a bit. That's fine. Exhale, let's release back to warrior two. You might need to just bring in your foot a little bit here. From here, let's straighten this front leg, sassy out that back hip. Next exhale, reach forward with this leading arm, reach, reach, reach. And then we're gonna come right down to the earth here, the inside of this foot. Top arm reaches up, extend the fingers, and take our gaze upwards. If you can't quite get down to the floor, that's fine. Come to that yoga block, or you can even come up to the ankle a little bit. Just make sure you're not putting too much pressure on the tops of our shin. Pull that palm back. Open up the heart. Exhale. Top hand's gonna come down to meet the other. From here, bend this front leg, extend that back leg out. We're gonna press low here, press the heart down. The front foot is turned out at a 45-degree angle. We're coming right down to the elbows. Open up the knee. You can keep that back leg up off the ground here. If you want to take a break, just bring it down to the earth. Whatever your body is at. Try both. See what's calling to you. One more breath. Exhale. That back leg is now going to come down to the earth if it's not already there. Up to the palms. And exhale. Shift the hips backwards. We don't want to come all the way down, but we are making sure that this foot toes are pulled backwards here. Press the heart down. And let's exhale, shift forward here. Back toes are going to curl underneath us. Slowly lift that back leg, pivot the foot to the outside of the mat. Our top arm is going to rest on this knee. Opposite is going to windmill forward and back up. Warrior two. Exhale low here. And next breath, let's step up to the top of the mat. Inhale, bend the knees, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, forward fold. Let's go for the elbows again, ragdoll, and come back to that little movement, shifting from side to side. Inviting the forearms downwards when they reach center. Drop that crown of our head. Pausing at center, unfold those hands, grab the backs of the calves, pull the heart low, and make sure that that weight of the crown is extending that neck. You can really feel that when you finally kind of learn to let go of that weight. Exhale, release, drop the hips, bend the knees, inhale up, Utkatasana. Pull the navel in, pull the shoulders back, spread the fingers wide. Slow inhale all the way to the top, interlace the fingers together, press up. The next breath, let's step back to the opposite side, warrior two. Again, let's make sure that that front foot is extended well and we can see our big toe. Hips open to the sides, arms as even as they can get. Navel in, gaze towards the front. Exhale, let's walk that foot out a bit, sink a little lower. Next exhale, same thing, sink a little lower. One last time, extend down on the exhale. Front palm, let's bring it up. And next exhale, reverse warrior. Back arm journeys down that leg. Top arm extends up and back. Check in. Make sure you're not holding your breath. Exhale, let's release back to warrior two. From here, maybe we can bring a stance in just a little bit. And then slowly straighten that front leg, sassy out that back hip. Exhale, reach forward with this leading arm. Reach, reach, reach. And then when you find that limit, exhale down to the floor, to the ankle, to the block. Top arm is up, pull the shoulder back, open up the heart. Take our gaze upwards. Do a little body scan. Maybe we can pull this top arm a little bit further back. Really find some lengthening happen downwards. Let's exhale. Release. Top arm is coming down to the mat. Bend that front knee, extend that back leg outwards. Front foot turned out at a 45. And again, you can drop down completely to the back leg here or come up to the toes if you want to challenge yourself. Let's come down to the elbows. Release the neck. Don't crane here. And remember, you can come to that yoga block as well at the top if you don't want to come down to the elbows. With each exhale, open up this knee. One more breath. And slowly, we're dropping that back leg. Come up to the palms here. Exhale, send the hips back. Pull the toes up. Press the heart low towards this open space. One more breath. Maybe we can come a bit lower here. Pull those toes back. And let's exhale. Release, shift forward. Curl that back toe underneath us. Lift up, the back foot pivots to the side. Top arm comes to that knee. Opposite windmills forward and back to our warrior two. Let's step forward to the top. Don't fall. Bend the knees, Urdhva Hastasana, and exhale. Forward fold. We're taking the hands right to the back of the legs here. Pull the heart down. Let that crown extend. Slow release. Breath here. Next motion, ground down through the palms. Bend the knees if you're not quite there. And we're gonna step back to our last, I promised, downward dog. Walk out those heels. Again, if you want to, bend the knees here. Take some weight off of the wrists. We want to make sure that we're doing this right, that we don't feel pain. Everybody tells me whenever someone comes to a class that they despise downward dogs, and I get it. They can be painful, but when we learn to do it right, we train the muscles, the correct muscles to do these, you will notice that this feels like an amazing recovery posture. Press that heart towards the thighs. Pull the navel in. Head long between the arms. Exhale. Let's drop down to the knees, on the tops of our feet. Sit the hips down to the heels. Hero's posture. Let's continue on. Bring the hands behind us, fingertips towards the bum. Inhale, press the heart out. Really rotate the shoulders behind us. Crown extends backwards. Just release here, pressing that heart forward throughout this movement. And exhale. Release. Coming down to seated once more. So bound angle. I'm always doing my bound ankles, but they are amazing for us. So making sure that we're sitting on our sits bones, press the heart forward, straighten the spine. Making sure instead of trying to press the knees down, instead focus on folding the feet upwards, and that's going to naturally send the knees a little lower. We're just doing, again, those circles that I'm always going to. We're not going to do many, we're just loosening out the hips a bit further. And reverse. Press that heart out towards center. And slow pause back to our neutral position. We're extending one leg in front of us. Trying to get it so it's straight in front, but don't feel obligated that it has to be exact. Opposite leg is going to come across into firelock pose. So our foot should be on top of the knee as much as possible, and vice versa on the opposite side. Press the knee downwards here. We don't have to go far to feel this. Next exhale, Uttanasana, forward fold. Make sure we're tilting out the hips here. That knee is naturally going to come a little bit closer. Inhale up. And let's uncross that top leg. Bring the other one on top. Again, stack as much as you're able, making sure that there is no knee pain. If there is, come out of this, go back to that easy posture and do the same sort of forward fold here. So from here, let's press that knee down, straighten the spine. Exhale, Uttanasana. Tilt at the hips, press low. Inhale up. And let's uncross the legs. Knees bent, Navasana. So we're lowering down to our backs. We want to do so making sure that we're still engaged within the core and we're still breathing, the tricky part. All the way down. And when we're all here, take the time. Let's bring the knees into the chest, flex the toes. Exhale, drop the feet down, hands at our sides. Inhale, lift the hips upwards. Use the glutes to really tense here, press high. Always check in. Our hips are going to automatically want to slowly start to fall. So be mindful here. Send them to the sky. Exhale down. Drop the hips slowly. Bring the knees up to the chest. One more time. And slow release downwards, knees bent. Exhale, drop both knees down to the one side. Bringing up the one foot into the bum as much as possible. Really only one foot can do that. So we're trying to keep the shoulders on the mat as much as possible. Feeling this stretch in that quad and in that hip. Inhale up both legs and exhale them down opposite side. If you want, you can bring this front foot, this bum foot up a little bit more. Really feel that stretch. Inhale up both legs. Take one leg, bring it over top of the other bent knee. We're coming into figure 4. So making sure that our toes are flexed, we can take our hands and go for either that thigh or our shin if we're able. Slowly bring this into our chest. Take a couple breaths here. And exhale, release. Opposite side, of course. So taking the opposite leg, place it across that bent knee. And again, you can reach through, just grab that thigh or the shin, whichever is available to us. Flex the toes and bring this into the chest. And slow release. Let's come down. And now you can come down into your Savasana. So pause the video here. Take your time here just to chill, relax, and be present with yourself. Really focusing on extending those inhales and exhales and inviting the body to melt into our mats, to become heavy, gravity pulling us downwards as we really focus on relaxing each and every part of our bodies. You can stay here for as long as you'd like, as long as you're able. And when that time is, you can come back up to seated and join me. Awesome, great job guys. So strong yins they can be really tough, but you can make them as hard as you want or as easy as you want. It's kind of great because it is working towards both strength movements as well as flexibility movements. So yes, thank you so much for joining me. I hope you found that at least somewhat beneficial. Leave me a comment or two if you want to see something, other type of video, or if maybe you have something else that's going on in your body that you really want to work with, and absolutely I will do a video for that. Yeah, so check us out on, go follow our channel at the Yoga Hut and subscribe, or you can check us out on Facebook. We always have contests going on right now, so keep checking that, especially this time of difficult time right now. So we're really trying to engage as much people with a lot of different contests and challenges, so be sure to check that out. And of course on Instagram, follow us. Awesome. Thank you again, guys, for joining me, and we will see you next time.